In the previous section, we're looking at spinal cord cross-section overview. I want us to spend some time now looking at the spinal cord segments. Remember earlier on we alluded to that the spinal cord segments would be different depending on which area of the spinal cord we're looking at. Let's orient ourselves. We're looking at the posterior aspect of the spinal cord, and we can see spinal nerves as they leave the spinal cord. The area here will be the cervical spinal cord, thoracic spinal cord, lumbar spinal cord, sacral spinal cord. Now, let's have a look at this section. We already said, first things first, orientation. This is anterior, posterior. White matter, and we can appreciate the gray matter. We have dorsal root ganglion and dorsal roots coming in. And remember, we talked about this previously, that information coming in dorsally or posteriorly will be carrying mainly sensory information, whereas ventrally or anteriorly will be motor information or efferent information. Now, let me take you over here before we go back to this one. What can you appreciate looking at these different segments? One, we can appreciate that the level or the amount of white matter is not the same at the different levels, and the amount of gray matter is not the same similarly. So one way or another way we can look at these and tell which section we're looking at is by looking at the gray and white matter, meaning the more white matter, you can safely hypothesize that you're looking at a cervical segment, as opposed to when you see more gray matter opposed to white, which may be sacral or a lumbar segment. Have a look at these segments and see if you can tell the same difference. Look at this sacral segment here, the amount of gray to white, and then look at the cervical segment. Should be easy enough to tell. Now, does anybody know why this is the case? Consider all the tracts that are running up and down the spinal cord. Where they're growing, they're going to the brain. Now, this is just to introduce you to the tracts that run through the spinal cord. This would be anterior, posterior, ventral, dorsal, white matter, gray matter, as we already established, and dorsally, we'll be having the dorsal columns, gracile fasciculus and the cuneatus fasciculus. These will be carrying information from the upper and the lower limbs. We'll learn more also about the lateral corticospinal tract, learn more about the spinothalamic tracts that run in the ventral aspect of the spinal cord. Thank you.